Mark Anthony Weaver was asking if that was me. No, that was not me. On some Latin website, some Spanish-speaking gentleman playing guitar with long hair. I'm not, there's a lot of people that play guitar have long hair. I did not look like either of those guys, bro. You guys are fun. Some of you are fucking psychotic. Is that you, bro? But you know what I did do? You guys are gonna like it. You're gonna like it a lot. I cleaned my bong. And see, it's like, I realized why I wasn't doing dabs, because it was all dirty. I just don't like dabbing out of it when it gets all scuzzy and dirty and shit. So I took a little time and I cleaned it out. And la 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 la. Here we are. Hey, Rob Cole, Pro Dragon 420, Stephen Running, hello. Lisa Fierney, hello. Luke Day, hello. Hello, hello, hello to all of you fine, swell people. Yes, yes. So I've got my globe, and guess what? I dropped my fucking globe on the goddamn floor when I was cleaning it. I got all nice and shiny, and then it dropped it. I was just waiting for it to go. I watched it, and it just went bink, 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 bink. Fucking linoleum floor, man. You gotta love linoleum. It's like bouncy, and glass hits it and just fucking pounces, man. Yay for the 1990s and linoleum. So that saved my glass, man. Linoleum floor saved my glass today. I'm so happy. Practicing before I go. I think I might actually come up here and do the dab here. Yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do. Hey, hippie, thank you. Kat, hello, Ronnie, hippie chick, Amy. I'm good, thank you, Amy. David, C. Baker Jr., hello. Watching Netflix. Yeah, Nick Brown, I see that call. I seen that call. Replying to Cat Stoops, good evening. Yeah, you saw the call on the Atheist Experience? Because I showed you, or because you were watching the Atheist Experience on YouTube and it came up? And you're like, whoa, bro, they put up Nay on the Atheist Experience, man. 22,000 views. And yes, they left me saying Trendy As Dabbers on at the end of the call. So 22,000 people heard the word Trendy As Dabbers. 22,000 people who've never heard of me before heard the name Trendy As Dabbers and must all be like, oh, that guy's got a brand, Trendy As Dabbers. Yeah, maybe I'll type that in or something and look it up. Maybe one person out of 22,000 people did that, but hey, it's still cool. So yeah, I'm gonna do some dabs. Getting ready to do some dabbies. Doing some dabbies. Amy, Kat, Amy, I'm good. David, Nick, good evening. Okay, good. So we're all caught up here on the chat. Fantastic. I have gotten my dab ready. I have got my torch. And I want to see, let's see. I think I want to do it just like that. Right? I think that's how we're going to do it. We're going to bring this camera over just a little bit like this for the angle. It's about to angle. Now we're going to heat and get ready to serve a dab for top of the hour. You guys ready? You guys ready? It doesn't take me long to heat. You know, I'm 30 seconds out or less. This half of a nail gets hot so fast, but I got to hit it fast as soon as it goes or I don't get a good hit. So I'll just go ahead and say this right now. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabis is testing for all. Cheers, everyone. You guys like the way I said that? Kind of like a Jim Carrey thing. Yeah, I'm not heating it. I was just I'm not seeing the chat. The chat's not moving. Nothing's going on in the chat. Cat Stoops says, I watched the call. That was it. That's the last chat. Okay? Okay. We got the last chat there. That's the last chat. Nobody else is chatting with me. Nobody else is saying anything. Okay, that's cool. I could talk to y'all. I could do the talking. That's cool. I could do the talking here. I got stuff to say, man. I think I'll go grab an iced tea out of the fridge quickly here. Go. And I'm back. Steve running. Ronnie Rondog rushing. Ronnie and Ronnie. You didn't think I was going to notice. Ronnie and Ronnie. You didn't think I was going to notice. Ronnie and Ronnie. And there you are. Ronnie and Ronnie. There, I noticed. Ronnie and Ronnie came in together, everybody. They didn't think I was going to notice. But I noticed. You see how I noticed that? All right, it's time to start. It's starting to start heating up. All right? All right, here we go. You're high eating waffles. You're going to smoke more after. Okay. All right, cheers, everybody. Here we go. I can't wait to do this bong rip. It's going to be fun and exciting. Man, that is hot. I got that nail hot. All right, cheers. I heated that for way too long. Yeah, I'm in a good mood. Valerie Babushka, what's up? I've had this bong. This is one of the first bongs I ever bought. Ronnie, you've been watching me since Orlando, huh, buddy? I was even shining it up. Making it look really nice and pretty, getting all the fingerprints off of it. Look at that, all shiny. Rogan's just sitting here chilling. Move this a little bit out of the way. Here we go. You thought I'd just stop by and say hi. Would you guys be interested in watching the video of me at the Atheist Experience that they put up, which is high quality HD? It's me, you know, first talking to them for exactly 7 minutes. It's a 7-minute phone call, and Matt Dillahunty is fucking hilarious. And he tells me to, at the end of the video, he says, "Hit your bong, dude. Hit your bong again, dude," or something like that. We talk about cannabis briefly. Back when it was no beard nay. Really? None of you? Kat? Thank you, Kat. Thank you for being the only person that responded. I appreciate that. You know, it's like, God, just trying to get somebody to fucking answer me here. Here's the call, guys. We're going to be smoking real soon here for 7:10.
I think I can. I think I can address this one real quick. Ben in California, how are you?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, you're basically asking. You've heard me say that I don't have much of an opinion on Jesus' existence, and you're
Yep.
wondering why I don't just come out and say he didn't exist.
Yes.
Yeah, because claiming somebody did not exist is a statement that requires evidence to support it. And the fact that there isn't sufficient evidence to conclude that he did exist doesn't mean that you can conclude that he didn't. It's just like saying
That's
if
fair.
if the defendant is on trial and there's not enough information or there's not enough evidence to conclude that they're guilty, that does not mean that I can conclude that they're innocent or say that they're innocent.
On a personal level, do you believe that Jesus existed?
Yes.
Wow, with no evidence. And what?
He takes the word, Matt Dillahunty takes the word of one man that Jesus existed. The word. You know, there's all kinds of people in the world that say they spoke to Jesus, but he takes the word of one man, Paul. It blows my mind, and it should blow your minds too. That is definitely a character flaw with this guy. It's definitely a character flaw, and it needs to be dissected because he has a piece of his heart is still dedicated to Jesus Christ. And this call proves it. I called him out, man, and he doesn't like it because you can see he's getting a little uncomfortable, man. And it's all, you know, the more I do it, the more I watch this, the more I'm starting to realize of where I was with this whole thing. Oh, man.
What about Moses?
Wow, I knew you were going to lose your shit over this. So first of all, I'm not saying. First of all, there's not no evidence. Okay, if we look at it as just a man, as just a person with this name, or now, if you ask me, does the character in the Bible exist as written? My answer is no. Do I think there is a real person at the center of that? My answer is yes, and my answer is also yes, that there may be multiple people at the center of that. Not that there's any sort of reason to clearly believe in a Jesus of Nazareth individual, because we don't even have good information about names or anything else. But it's not extraordinary to say somebody existed and served as a foundation for a religion. What's extraordinary are the other claims about them.
Okay, can I ask you if any evidence that the Jews built the pyramids or crossed the desert?
I'm aware of.
All right, listen to this answer. He totally agrees with me. There's no evidence that the Jews built the pyramids. There's no evidence that the Jews crossed the desert. He totally agrees with me on this, and he backs it up by saying there's no evidence. And in fact, there's evidence saying that the languages never mixed, meaning that the Jews were never with the Egyptians. He says there's evidence saying that they were never there. So listen to what he says here. You got to listen close because he's kind of hard to follow because he speaks at a higher level than what I'm used to listening to. But listen to him.
Of no good evidence, and I'm aware of evidence to the contrary. Like there's not a
Evidence to the
mixing of
contrary.
languages and stuff. This is why when you get back to Finkelstein's book on
No idea.
on the story of the Exodus, I don't think the Exodus actually ever happened. I don't think that Jews were ever enslaved in Egypt. There's countless things in the Bible that should have evidence for them, individual claims that don't. But and whether or not there was an actual Moses or whether Moses was a figure that was an amalgamation or whatever, we have nothing outside of there and this history. So the thing that I'm saying I'm fine accepting is that there was probably a person or a collection of people at the center of this. I'm not saying, yes, I am affirming that Jesus of Nazareth as...
See, he's taking it back to Jesus. What he said about the Jews in the desert and building the pyramids is very important. Because how can it be that the Old Testament was just bullshit, but the rewriting of the Old Testament, including Jesus and all of that, how come that's true? It's another brick taken out of his theory that Jesus Christ was a true person who actually lived on the planet. It's brick by brick. I'm taking him apart. And if you pay attention to the argument, you'll see that I'm right and he's wrong. And he's taking the word of one man. What the fuck is that? All right, you guys ready? Let's start heating and let's do this. And then we'll do this and then we'll listen to some more of the call. There's just a few minutes left in it. And it's going to get really funny here in a second. Because I'm going to tell him I'm not going to put my bong down. And that part's pretty funny. Because watch Don. Don just gets this big grin on his face. It's hilarious. All right. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabisism, tisms for all, everybody. Of course, we will go full screen for this. Cheers. Love smoking with you guys. All right, here's some more Matt Dillahunty and Trendy Nay.
Depicted in the Gospels was an extant historical figure. No, I think that can't be established beyond a reasonable doubt. But I'm fine with the notion. It doesn't matter to me. I'm fine with the notion that there's a person there. I'm not believing that this person performed miracles and was divine and did all this other stuff. This isn't a big deal.
To you.
Well, for you, it's not a big deal, but when I know that there's millions of people that believe in characters that there's no Moses, no evidence, Jesus, no evidence, pyramids were built by the Jews, no evidence, across the desert, no evidence. How can you have an argument with somebody if they can't, if you have nothing to stand on? There's no ground to stand on. And I don't understand how you can engage it with people. I'm amazed. I mean, I'm a huge fan of yours, and I'm not going to put my bong down. I want you to know that.
Okay, well, you're making sense. There are some people who can't make sense when they're on their bong. Here's the thing: you have Paul, who. Do you think Paul existed?
No.
Okay. Then
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, because now you have departed from even the most batshit.
Because I don't have an education in that, and that's why I don't know. I mean, if you think Paul
Just say I don't know.
Ben, the fact that you don't have an education in something doesn't mean that you can conclude somebody doesn't exist.
okay, then that.
Look at how he's attacking me. I want everyone to see this is a distraction tactic that he's using, okay? He caught me. I was wrong. He didn't have to jump my shit. All he had to say is, oh no, Paul's a real character. Didn't you know? I'd say, no, I didn't. It would have been over. But look, in very unprofessional terms, he starts attacking me and putting me on the defensive because I'm starting to get traction on my side. So he's getting defensive, and that's exactly what's about to happen. Watch this.
That was not fair of me to say that, and I take it back. I'm sorry. You're right. You won me over. What can I say?
There you go. If you actually go do some
And in an argument, when you're wrong about something and somebody proves a point, you have to fucking immediately submit that you were wrong and that they were right so that you can keep arguing the points that you're trying to argue. The fact that I didn't know that Paul was a real character or not has no bearing on this debate at all. Think about it. Has no bearing. Was Jesus a real character? Was he real? Was he fictional? I don't know. Do you know if Paul was real? Well, no. Oh, whoa, see? You didn't know that Paul was a real person. Anything you say now is negated. It's no good, right? You see how that works? He's attacking me, and you don't do that in the debate. But I've got him on the defensive because he's starting to think. I got the man thinking. He's like, wow, I really am only taking the word of one man, that Jesus Christ existed. I really am taking the word of just Paul. Just a guy named Paul. Hey, man, some dude named Paul's walking down the street. Hey, man, Godzilla's coming up out of the ocean a mile down. Run! Really, Paul? Am I going to believe you, Paul? Some guy named Paul. Hey, man, some guy named Paul told me that he got abducted by aliens. It was Paul, man. It's fucking Paul. Hey, man, hashtag fucking Paul, man. He knows everything. Fucking Paul.
Paul probably existed.
If you go
If there's evidence of someone existing, I believe.
If you go do some research, go read what Carrier has to say. Go read what Fitz has to say. Paul existed. That's just
okay.
There's not even the most batshit crazy historians suggest that Paul didn't.
And right now,
we have writings.
Okay, you caught me.
And right now, Don, right here, this guy Don, he's listening to me and he's going, that guy's making total sense. He didn't know that Paul was whatever, but he admitted as soon as he was wrong, he knows. Ben admitted that as soon as he didn't know that Paul existed, he didn't know it. And this guy right here, I won him over instantly. Because he can hear it in my voice. He's like, yeah, he knows.
You caught me. I
See?
know nothing about that.
See? Look at him.
Sorry.
And yet you're shocked that I would be too lenient. And yet every time you talk about Jesus, you say there's no evidence.
Fucking
that's
Paul!
Not true.
Oh.
You've got evidence, obviously, that Paul existed.
Man, that was great timing by Steve Running. Fantastic, Steve. I'm sorry, Nick Brown. I'm sorry, not Steve. It was fantastic timing by Nick Brown. Yes, fucking Paul, man. Fucking Paul. Let's do a bong rip, man. It's a quarter of the hour. Cannabisism, tisms for all. No law regarding cannabis. I'm, of course, going for the orange bud. I thought it was Jack Hare, of course. But it's the orange bud, which I do not mind. It's so good. All right. The orange bud it is. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabisism, tisms for all. Cheers to the Atheist Experience, you guys. The Atheist Experience. Please, please, please subscribe to their channel.